Wow, what a weird week we're having just now, right? As you know, I don't really edit my videos. I don't really put a script. Everything is just in my mind just now. I normally in the past just switch my phone on. So in the last couple of videos, I talked about there's talks about Michael Keaton, talks about Michael Keaton and Jeffrey Dean Morgan and their role as maybe Batman in the Flashpoint movie. I mean, this is in a way is good marketing, right? For just DC fans alone, because unless you're on YouTube or Facebook groups like these, you're not going to know. But it's got people thinking, what is going on? We seem to have. I thought Jeffrey Dean Morgan was going to play Batman, and I said in my last videos about I think Michael Keaton is not playing Batman. I think because in one article it says he's going to play this sort of Samuel Jackson character, and he's going to I don't know, pop in and out of these movies. And to be honest, if he comes back as Batman, even though I like those movies, especially the ones with Michael Keaton in it, I don't honestly think we should have him back because how many sort of weird Batman should we have, in the universe? But then I wouldn't be too surprised now with all this that Christian Bale is getting approached to be in this movie, and we can go through all the Batmans, okay? But now we've got Ryan Reynolds. Right? Ryan Reynolds is now in talks about Green Lantern, which is good. I've stated in my videos before that that the Green Lantern movie was okay for me, and I had absolutely no problem with Ryan Reynolds being in it. There were a lot of key moments in that film that I thought was acted well, and everything else. The scene where he's getting trained by Sinestro, and he's feeling the emotion, and all of a sudden he's been whisked off the planet. People are telling him he's hopeless. He's not going to make a Green Lantern, and he's like, take the ring and everything. And the moments at the end when he's fighting the big baddie at the end, and he's got the shield, and he's reciting the poem. There's a lot of great moments in it, but sadly the film just felt rushed. The only problem I had with the suit was the eye socket around the eyes. It was pretty white, so that was kind of off-putting in a way. But it was like Jeff Johns wanted to make this sort of cheesy, sort of Super Friends, Marvel mixed in kind of movie. But now we have him talking with Zack Snyder. For me, bring back the Snyderverse, of course. And it's like a big finger up to everybody involved that brought that original Green Lantern movie back. I mean, we all know that Ryan Reynolds has, had issues with being in that movie. He's always poking fun at it and stuff like that in his Deadpool movies. Deadpool movies, which you've got to admit, they're finished. Because we've got Disney's Kevin Feige demanding a PG-13 because they bought Sony, which was the worst. When I first heard of that, man, I was like, no, take me now. We've got to stop the mouse because we need different studios, different creativity ideas and stuff like that out there. And so it's, for me, I mean, for me, Disney ruins everything by, as I say, the one guy. Was in work, but George Lucas, mind you, running Star Wars, one guy, fine, okay, because it's his baby, he created it, okay, it's his story, it's his one story. So get these other films, right? So anyway, see what I mean? In these videos, I do not rehearse anything. I just talk and talk and talk, and to things that are coming in and out of my head like that. So as I'm like, no problems with Ryan Reynolds, and it's like, okay, I'm going to take your Ryan Reynolds as Zack Snyder. and I'm going to actually make them good. Now there were talks about Green Lantern movie being, a buddy cop system where you have, you know, like a lethal weapon scenario, one white, one black, and stuff like that. But see, for me, see, as long as they establish Hal Jordan as Green Lantern, because in the past I had friends that came over and says, I thought Hal Green Lantern was a black guy, and John Stewart. I went, no, 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 no. See, there is a generation out there that think that Green Lantern is John Stewart. So we must really establish that Hal Jordan is the original Green Lantern. You know? And again, we live in this world where, as I say, sorry if I said black and it offended anybody, okay? I mean, we live in times where we just got to watch what we say, but it's the quickest discriminative phrase I could use. As I say, I mean, there's always that thing that's coming into movies and TV shows now where you have to have certain characters be portrayed by a different sort of person that's far away from the looks of the character. And as I say, for me, I don't see colour. Okay, people that use colour, which is it's hard to do without discrimination and stuff like that. We're all human beings, and we are the most multicoloured bloody people on the planet, the so-called white people. So let's put that there, okay? So anyway, is it good news? Is it bad? To be honest, I'm sort of happy and sort of weirded out because we do not know what DC's planning to do. We don't. Are they going to use this sort of Flash movie to, like they did with the CW, and just combine and acknowledge everything DC put into a movie? And say that existed. For people that like that Batman, for people that liked that Green Lantern, for people that like this and this and this and this, it's all going to be in that movie, and we're all going to, acknowledge it happened and give them all a good thumbs up. But now we've got to make sure that we move on. And as I said, Flash appeared in the CW show, so now the TV shows are sort of linked to the movie shows. So why not connect everything, And there's probably another reason why Ryan Reynolds is in talks with this Snyderverse, and it goes down to this.
Recruits these 5 other people. Each of them have a very specialized skill set, and they form this team in kind of a reluctant family. Which I guess what I'm trying to say is this is the Snyder Cut. No, it's actually not the Snyder Cut. Sorry, I'm on the wrong panel. Yeah. I'm on the wrong panel. I'm so sorry.
He acknowledges the Snyder Cut in front of millions of people. He acknowledges it. Right? I'm not saying he's been in talks with, Zack Snyder or anything like that, but he's probably he could possibly well be, I'm not saying that he is or ever was, a fan of, the movement or the idea of releasing Zack Snyder's film. Who knows, I don't remember him tweeting or whatnot, but he may have had conversations with the studio, or may not have, who knows. But right there, in that moment, he acknowledges that he knew it existed. So by him being in talks with it, he might be thinking, with Green Lantern, with Zack Snyder behind it, he can redo Green Lantern and give it a real new, fresh look. And, as I say, it could just well be that we're going to tie the CW show, just tie that the Green Lantern movie did exist in, the movie universe, like the Michael Keaton. We've got the Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. So yeah, God knows, you could go to Keanu Reeves and connect the Constantine movie. Who knows? And everything else. So yeah, I mean, I'm what do you think? What is your thoughts on it? I'm okay with it. I would be curious. I mean, by bringing if Hal Jordan was to come in, would they redo the characters, Kilowog and people like that? Would they redo Sinestro? Would they change the actor for that? Or are they thinking budget? And they're thinking, well, listen, we don't need to find another person to play Sinestro. We don't need to find another person for that. We can just keep it going along that way because he was okay as Sinestro, so we'll just use him. So I think anybody that sort of have thought, oh no, we need a new Hal Jordan, Ryan Reynolds. No. Think of the bigger picture. Think of the bigger picture. That this could be like a big straight finger, Deadpool finger to the people behind that franchise, to Marvel, to Jeff Johns. And as I said, I loved Jeff Johns and his writing. And there are still people out there that will defend him and say he had nothing to do with Zack. But the evidence is mounting. And I do see his name's mentioned in the credits. And he probably is friends with Zack and everything else. But I really have my doubts on what he's done. And he is one of the people in the boardroom that probably had issues. Right? So for me, yeah, he had a hand in DC's moving forward. Okay, and BVS was so different from the Green Lantern movie. The evidence for me is just mounting up, right? And I was one person there to defend Jeff at the start, but now I'm like, no, I'm looking at all the wee clues, and I'm putting them in that bracket. And I would like Zack Snyder to take the Green Lantern and Chris Terrell take that character, revamp him. And by a flashpoint system, you could honestly revamp his behaviour, his attitude, his costume by doing some sort of flashpoint thing. But let me know what your thoughts are on Green Lantern. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's a good positive move? Are you unsure like me? Do you think Warner Brothers is slowly epping things up by all these crazy notions? So far it seems Batman seems to be multiplying. But I like to think that DC, the best picture of all this that's happening is Warner Brothers is still sticking with DC. They know they've got a franchise there. They aren't going to constantly make films. It's not going to die off. The Marvel Universe has probably died off by now, but they are still sticking to their DC properties. They still have plans to make more films. Okay, despite box office, despite that they buggered it up in the first place. So yeah, I mean, let's just keep calm, fingers crossed, look forward to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everything else, think of as a bonus, and it's a wee nod and a wee appreciation to those films that I've seen polls done, who's the best Batman, who's this, and was Ryan Reynolds a good Green Lantern, was this person, who was the best Superman. Well, these Flashpoint movie or whatnot that Warner Brothers is thinking, they're going to embrace you all. So maybe we can all come together, not as Snyder fans, not as DC fans, but come together. Okay, we all must come together and just celebrate that we're all. I just noticed what I said there. Not Snyder fans, not DC fans. They're the same. Okay, they're the same, and we're just bringing the Snyder fans and non-Snyder fans together, and this is what this could potentially mean by embracing everything that's gone on before. Right, catch you later.